everyone, I'm Rehana and welcome to the Movie Club.
Hi, I'm JT. Today we'll be running through Nicolas Cage's top 10 movies.
I mean, really, they should all be in the top 10. All of them. Every single movie he's ever been in.
At the time of recording, Nic Cage has made somewhere in the realm of 116 movies. Nobody really seems sure, but these are the top 10. And at number 10, we've got The Rock from 1996, directed by Michael Bay, who has clearly directed one good film in his career. In this film, Cage plays Stanley Goodspeed, a man called in to an impossible situation.
Hiya. I'm an agent with the FBI. I'm Stanley Goodspeed.
But of course you are.
Was accompanied by the manliest man they could find, Sir Sean Connery.
You sure you're ready for this?
Do my best.
Your best. Losers always whine about their best.
Yeah. Did he have his Scottish accent on there? I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't think Sean Connery has ever made a movie where he didn't have his Scottish accent, so yes, I can guarantee he was the most Scottish man that ever lived.
Well, at number 9, we've got Into the SpiderVerse, where we've got Nicolas Cage playing the noir version of Spider-Man, and it's absolutely amazing. His gravelly voice fits that noir aesthetic, which clashes with the cartoony feel of the entire movie.
I'm 33, and I'm a private eye. I like to drink egg creams, and I like to fight Nazis. A lot. Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything.
So much gravitas, so much standing in the rain feeling sorry for himself, just spectacular.
I'm kind of sad that Nicolas Cage has never had the chance to be Batman. What do you reckon?
Look, he almost played Superman in a sort of in his mulleted phase, and you know there are some pictures out there which we would probably flash one up right now. But it was not to be, unfortunately. I think he's always just been a little bit too weird to play a mainstream superhero. So at number 8 we have a serious turn, Leaving Las Vegas from 1995, directed by Mike Figgis.
I just need some cash tonight.
Maybe the best film from an awards perspective that Nicolas Cage has ever made, because it won a slew of awards, and it tells the story of a man who has lost his wife and decides to drink himself to death in Las Vegas.
You're so cute, and I'm really good in bed too, believe me. No? Okay.
For someone who drinks, it is a very confronting film. It's certainly not the sort of movie you watch and go out on a session afterwards. But it is a really powerful explanation of a broken man and, you know, a way out that might seem attractive to some, but he really demonstrates that he's a horrible, horrible way to die.
That, at number 7, is National Treasure, which is possibly one of the few movies that makes me, as an Australian, proud to be an American. It's directed by John Turteltaub and follows the story of Benjamin Franklin Gates, you heard right, played by Nicolas Cage, who gallivants through America discovering secret clues that the founding fathers left for him to find a huge treasure. It's basically the Da Vinci Code for American mythology.
The only way to protect the Declaration is to steal it.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Ben?
Look, I've never actually watched it, but I do know that he's more of a treasure protector.
We're more like treasure protectors.
The fact that he said that with a straight face is just testament to how many awards he deserves in his life for being in that movie.
And at number 6, we've got Raising Arizona from way back in 1987, directed by the Coen brothers. Do you remember 1987, Rehana?
I think I was born in 1987. So yeah, definitely was on my viewing list the moment I popped out of that hospital.
Well, you had good taste early. Of course, Cage plays H.I. McDonough, a man who, with his new wife, discovers he can't have a child, so he decides to steal one from a rich guy who has a lot of them.
My lawless years were behind me. Our child-rearing years lay ahead. But biology conspired to keep us childless.
You go right back up there and get me a toddler. I need a baby hide. I got more than I can handle.
Sort of ridiculous slice of Americana that only the Coen brothers can do. But if you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out.
Well, at number 5, we have a recent contender or addition to the Cage family, which is Pig. This is a wonderfully atmospheric movie about a chef who left it all behind to live in the middle of the woods with his pet pig. And it gets a bit John Wick because someone comes and nicks the pig.
I'm looking for a truffle pig. Someone stole her.
I don't understand.
Tell him who you are.
beautiful story and deserves all the accolades it got since it was released. Definitely a change for Nicolas Cage. If you're expecting Crazy Cage, you're still getting Crazy Cage, but in a very beautiful and heartwarming way.
It is, and if you're interested in hearing us talk at length about Pig, the review's just here. And at number 4, we've got Face Off from 1997, directed by John Woo. Face Off, the classic movie based on the premise, what if you could take off someone's face and entirely change your body shape to look exactly like them? Masterpiece of lunacy from both actors, but particularly Cage as Castor Troy. Just high quality stuff.
Speaking of lunacy, at number 3, we've got Kick-Ass. Based on a graphic novel, this movie is just amazing in terms of style and story. But I gotta admit, even though Cage isn't the main character, the moments he does appear in, he just takes everything over. He's such a joy as a totally unhinged version of Batman.
He's inspired a wave of real-life superheroes.
Tool up, honey bunny. It's time to get bad guys.
Playing parent to a totally unhinged daughter. It's amazing.
No, it's a fantastic role. We talked about earlier that we would have liked to see Nic Cage as Batman, and I think we have as Big Daddy.
Lots of fun ultra-violence there.
And look at the other end of the scale, really. We've got number 2, which is Adaptation, directed by Spike Jonze from 2002.
She hates me. She's disappointed. I could see it in her eyes when we met. I've got to stop sweating. Oh, she looked at my hairline. She thinks I'm bald. She's thinking I would never in a million years sleep with this guy.
We think you're great.
Oh, thanks. Wow, that's nice to hear.
This is one of those films that you can watch, come to the end of and go, what the hell was that? Cage plays twin brothers, Charlie Kaufman, who was the writer of the screenplay, and his imaginary twin brother, Donald Kaufman. And it is about an adaptation of a film, but it is so much more and so odd that really it almost belies description. So look, if you're into that kind of surrealist weirdness, check it out.
Again, a total 360 from surreal weirdness. We've got the ultimate action blockbuster ever. Fight me, Bruce Willis. We've got Conair at number 1.
Today's flight is a special one. We're populating Louisiana's Felton Penitentiary. These guys are the worst of the worst.
But this movie was just iconic in terms of the way it shaped my childhood and my attitude towards Nicolas Cage. JT, how did you feel about Conair?
It made me want to grow a mullet and do push-ups standing on my hands, neither which I have been able to do, as is probably obvious. But look, so much fun. Such a good cast of actors. I mean, you've got John Malkovich, you've got Ving Rhames, you've got Steve Buscemi, as you mentioned, you've got John Cusack. Just so many good actors just chewing the scenery and having so much fun in a fundamentally silly film.
They play it so straight though, it's absolutely wonderful.
What are you gonna do?
What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to save the day.
Well, that's our top 10 Cage movies, guys. You need to go and watch every single one of them.
Nicolas Cage, he is a man among men, the actor of our times. I think you will agree. If you disagree with us or if you disagree with our top 10, sound off in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you soon.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
As at time of recording, he's recorded somewhere in...
It fell. Okay.